17. Hey guys, George here, back at again with another train stream. We talk about everything but mostly trains.
Hey, how you doing? And I'm here too. George's dad's giving George a hard time as we operate trains and have fun.
Yeah.
Welcome to the live stream today. I got 4 people up, but I've been noticing more and more, George, that not only are the people watching the live stream right now, but also people are watching the live stream a little bit later. So pop on, get a little enthusiasm. Let's see some of that enthusiasm.
Alright.
Gotta use the George soulful voice. Hey, welcome to the live stream. How about giving the tagline?
I already did it.
It's GFW Trains. We
Yeah.
talk about everything.
I did it.
All right, sweet George. Hold on, I gotta do a couple of texts. Why don't you welcome everybody online as we boot up the live stream? Start her up.
Okay. Hello, George, Old Railroad Crossing Productions. Hey George, hi Wally. Yeah. Welcome to the stream, guys. I got my Conrail SD70 Mac today. That's cool. Hey Jerry, how's it going? Currently running some trains. We got that train over there is run by my Norfolk and Western. Whoa. On LLC, we talk about everything, but especially trains. Yeah, that's right. What are we running today? Well, we got
Freight Friday.
Y3 right here. I can build a whistle. And then we've got the SD70 back there. Right there. How's everyone doing? I'm doing good. How are you doing, Pups?
Doing great. Doing great. Get a little stir crazy here.
Alexa, stop.
Getting a little stir crazy here, standing all the time. But at least we got the trains to keep us rolling. What'd you do last night on the train layout, George?
Well, I wired 3 switches for the first time. Pretty fun.
Hey, did a good job. Wired them up. Wired them non-derailing too. It's pretty sweet. Yeah. What else, George?
Well, I added some crazy stuff to the yard.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What you trying to do over there on the yard? The yard back here behind us? Over here?
Yeah. I can bring everybody over there, actually. So... I took some old tubular track out, and then yeah, I added this like little engine facility over here, and yeah, so make switching more fun. But
all right. So we got our computer in a new place here too with our camera. Thinking that this might be a neater spot to do the video from, but still in the beta phase. I'm not sure if that's going to be a great spot to do it or not.
my SD80 Mac is so long it derails the cars it's pulling on turns. Oh really? Looks like you need to get longer turns or wider. George, try to get the SF3000. Is that the Northern? Is it?
What's that?
The SF3000? Santa Fe?
Not sure what that is.
What's your favorite scent of smoke fluid?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh, whatever this
Hey,
is.
Lionel LLC, thanks for coming into the live stream.
I kind of like the...
George has a favorite scent. Here we go.
the classic cedar of Super Smoke.
Super Smoked Classic Cedar.
Even though pretty low on it.
Got a little bit of smoke there, but not too much, huh?
Yeah.
When we get the smoke going here in the basement, man, it gets going. We just got a new to us, Protosounds SD80, right, George? Protosounds 1 MTH SD80, and that thing billows out smoke like something is burning up in there. We can fill this place up with smoke in probably what, about 30 seconds or so?
Did I hear you right? You have an SD78. Yeah, we have a couple actually. We have a ton.
We got 2 running right now.
No, one.
Just one? What's
The other one's a -9.
okay? We got an SD70 AC and The Norfolk and Southern freight train we got going on. This one right here has got some SD70s running on there.
SD7D.
Yes. I'm sorry there. But yeah, we got. Is there another? We got two of them out here on the layout still too. We got the Burlington over here. Why don't you scoop that up? We got the Great Northern over there. Hey, Stu Rankin. Thanks for stopping by. We just sent, or I just sent in my ballot for the TCA elections the other day and put an X by your name. Congratulations on coming in and being the president of the TCA. I didn't realize that was you.
Here's the Burlington SD70. Pretty sweet. The other day we kind of had an accident with it though.
Yeah, well, George, give me the Burlington and why don't you tell everybody about your accident?
Well, basically what happened is I was, you the man, thanks, says, Stu.
Alright!
Basically I was showing everybody and the truck came off the bottom, and, yeah.
Well, that's right, that was funny. He was talking about how he got a great deal on it at the train show and was showing how it worked, and then boop!
The truck came off. Luckily it was an easy fix. It's the Lionel 2210 or 21010-2 mallet articulated C-Monk one. I think Grandpa, we don't, yeah. It's never, I've never really,
Ooh, a 21010-2 mallet?
yeah.
Oh, I've never even seen that.
Lionel made them.
Did they? When
There's
did they make those, George?
Quite a long time ago. They were actually a big deal at like the time of
like the big deal that Lionel made them, as opposed to the big deal that they were made.
Yeah,
really.
no,
I'm sure a 21010-2, that's a pretty big locomotive.
Yeah. It's. I mean, I'm trying to think. You've seen it before.
Probably. I just don't remember.
Yeah. He says we should get it, but I don't know. That seems a little too. It's vision line.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Stu, thanks for allowing the Midwest Division of the Train Collectors Association to use your daily snippets from the TTML, the Toy Train Mailing List, for our newsletter. I think that we're going to try and send out some more periodic electronic stuff with everything going on, everybody staying in. I think that's going to be really helpful for us, and I appreciate you allowing us to do that. So, George, you met Stu when we went to the train.
I remember Stu.
All right, that's good. Do you know that he's the only one on the ballot? He's going to be the incoming president for the Train Collectors Association.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
For those of the people that are on the stream, they haven't heard us in the last couple of days. George and I both belong to a club that we absolutely love called the Train Collectors Association. They've got various different divisions all around the country that are groups of people that love, operate, collect toy trains. They love it. George and I belong to the Midwest Division, and we do a lot of really neat things. George, what are some of your favorite things that we do in the Midwest Division?
Well, we go to every year. We go to Milwaukee Train Fest, and we set up a modular layout there.
What's Train Fest, George?
It's I think one of the biggest model railroading shows in America, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, at the fairgrounds they have there, and it's pretty.
How big is it?
Oh God, I don't know.
Well, that building's got to be what? Size of probably 3 football fields, right?
Yeah,
that's
it's
just chock full of trains,
yeah.
Right?
And we have one of the biggest layouts there every year.
Yeah, that's always kind of neat. The Midwest Division has a modular group, and we have a modular layout. Why don't you explain for those people just showing up what a modular layout is?
So basically what it is basically a bunch of people have pieces of a layout, and the pieces fit together. They're like, I think, how big are the modules?
Modules are 4 feet by, I want to say 4 feet by 2 feet.
So yeah, and then everybody has one of those, or you can have more. There's people that have up to like 16 of them, and they put them together to make a huge layout.
Yeah, it's really neat. They put them together, and they've got a huge layout. In fact, George has a couple of videos up on his channel of the Midwest Division's modular layout.
Yeah.
But
Sunset Island Productions also belongs to a club in New Jersey, who they're the 4-H or the Sunset 4-H Train Masters, and they have.
All right.
Yeah, he's from New Jersey.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
But I met him when we went to the convention in 2007 or 2018 in Rhode Island, and they had their
The Train Collectors Association convention.
Yeah, and they had almost an identical layout to ours.
Oh, that's so cool. I remember that. I remember when you showed up and you asked them if they could help. They kind of looked at you like, I don't know. You might not know what you're doing. Like, I know. And it's really neat. The modules are made to NMRA specifications. So in theory, the modules that we have, and in fact, it is true, right, George? The modules that we have are exactly the same as the modules of the 4-H group out in
New Jersey.
And so George was able to hop right in and help out that group, and they taught him about the modules that they had really quickly, and he was able to plug in and go.
Yeah. So, and I believe he's also a member of the TTA as well.
Excellent. So George, so looks like there's some new names here. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about our train layout we got going on?
So basically, do you know the dimensions of it?
I don't. You ask me that all the time. I should know that, and right at my fingertips. But
it's big.
Well, a little bit of background. George and I have always talked about building a train layout. We had an older train layout here, of one for a little kid, and George is kind of progressing in the model train or the train world. So we wanted to build something a little bit better. So about a year ago, we undertook building a train layout on the outside of our basement, which it lent itself to some problems. And it's come along really, really slowly. But in the last 3 weeks or so, we've made tremendous progress on it. Finally got it up and running. We've got Legacy operating on it, right, George? What else we have?
And then we have the TMCC running. And hopefully we have the TIU for DCS Wi-Fi. We're trying to figure that out, dude, since we're pretty new to it.
We don't have very many MTH trains, do we, George?
We only have 3. We have a couple of MTH trains, but only 3 that will work with the Wi-Fi system. Well, 2 that we know work for sure, but
right. Well, anyway,
one.
Well, as anybody who's a train modeler knows, it's always you learn by your mistakes. I was talking with my father this morning, and we were chuckling about that. A lot of things that you learn on the railroad by mistakes. Like, George, how many times did it take you to wire those switches up last night?
Well, I started around 9 o'clock, and I ended about 1 o'clock, or 1 o'clock. It started 9 o'clock in the afternoon, and ended probably about 1 o'clock in the morning. And we didn't even get it finished. I had to wake up and finish it this morning, or this afternoon.
But you learned, right?
Yeah.
Now you're a switch wiring pro, right?
Yeah.
So anybody needs a raw switches wire with DZ 1000 motors, beep, 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 beep. He can get it for you. Well, why don't you show everybody a little bit around our layout, what we've got here. And the last couple of days we've had a theme to our live streams. Yesterday was Amtrak Thursday. Today is Freight Friday.
Yeah.
Freight Friday. So, George, why don't you take everybody around the layout a little bit?
So basically, I'm going to start over here.
Show everybody what we're running, too, George.
So, we're running my Norfolk and Western SD70 I got for Christmas. And then, yeah, that's my dad's Dash 9 dummy unit. But I also have a Dash 9 that I like a lot. And then all these cars behind it are mine. But basically, we're going to start over at the station lead. And it comes over here. And as you can see, the station ends right around over there. Then I'm going to show you guys this Y switch right here. Or this 072-096 Y switch. That's going to go the second level of the layout. So this is just the first level. There's going to be another level on top of it. It'll probably go up to about here. But yeah, and so this is going to be the station for the top level. Then over here you can see the ramp going up to the top level over there. And then over there we've got my Santa Fe, or my dad's Santa Fe Y3, which is a pretty sweet engine. We run the heck out of that one at Train Fest. But then we have a Y over here, so we can switch trains around. Then we've got we call this a Nita junction, because my sister wired this switch, with the help of my dad. But yeah, this is another Y, and then over here we have the yard, which I've added these T tubular track switches, yeah, just for fun, because I don't know.
Yeah, I'll hold it up here for you, George. Speak
Then,
up so everyone can hear you since you're not right by there.
And then over here we have our double crossover with DZ 2500 switch machines, and yeah, and then the second layer is going to come around the perimeter of here as well. Yeah, and then just got some trains around the perimeter. Like we've got my dad's AC9 right here. I got my cabin forward right here, and then got my Burlington SE70. Our Berkshire. And we just got some miscellaneous stuff in the yard over here. So yeah, pretty fun for operating. That's for sure.
So George, did you show them? This is about halfway done. Our layout is, but at least we got it up and operating, which was a big deal for us. The things that we've got out are really kind of still in the beta phase. We've got just concept ideas. We've got our station platforms here. We're going to build this station platform so that it goes to the upper and the lower. And we've got the lower one, like George said, starts back around the corner, comes up here, comes up here, comes up here. It's not going right now, but it's coming for a rise right up here, and then that'll be about the level that it's at, and it goes all the way around. That is in the beta phase, and we call that the Dukes of Hazzard jump right now, because it's a jump to nowhere. So we need a Dukes of Hazzard train to take a Dukes of Hazzard jump. But yeah, we've got Gargrave's track with raw switches that we've used on here, and we've got it laid on carpet because at the end of the day, we're going to have it so it's a winter layout. So George and I, while we're not new to the hobby of model railroading, we're relatively new to the video aspect, the modern aspect of sharing our hobby through mediums other than just meeting up and going to train shows and everything like that. I spend a lot of my life going to train shows. I really enjoy going to train shows. I've been a member of the Midwest Division, or I've been a member of the Train Collectors Association, going to meets of the Train Collectors Association my whole life, and specifically the Midwest Division of the Train Collectors Association. But now, you know, things are changing a little bit in our world, and they're changing in terms of how people communicate, how information is spread. So George kind of picked up the reins when he was a lot younger. You can take a look at some of his old videos. Some of his first videos were what, George?
Like, I think I was 9 years old.
What'd you like to make videos of? He doesn't have any of them on there anymore, but his favorite was
Thomas trains.
He made Thomas train videos. George, why don't you kick that volume down a little bit on that one? There we go, perfect. So and anyway, he got the YouTube channel rolling, and he and I have had a really good time of recording stuff and running trains and meeting people through this. And I appreciate everybody who is in this community, in the railroad community, and the model train community online. And I would encourage everybody to take a look on the live chat list and look at everybody's channels, support each other, get to know each other, because there's so many cool people in the hobby, and there's so many different aspects of the hobby. In fact, George, when you were searching up what were you searching up how to wire yesterday?
Switches?
See, that's unscripted YouTube right there. Well, George was trying to figure something out yesterday, and he wasn't looking in a book, it wasn't looking in the instruction manual, it wasn't asking his old man. His what he did to try and figure it out was he looked it up on YouTube, right? Wasn't it yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember what that was?
I don't remember what you're talking about.
Well, maybe I'm just making this stuff up. Hey, Dad. Welcome to the live stream. Good to see ya. Well, we were working on the layout before we came on the live stream, Dad. So we've actually got an amazingly short, for George standards,
Train.
freight trains today. But probably as we get the live stream running, we'll throw some more freight cars on there, won't we, George?
Yeah.
We definitely got enough of them.
That's true. Never enough. Hey, Lego Geek.
Welcome to the live stream, Lego Geek. Thomas, nice to have you here. It says, where in Chicago do you live? I'm originally from the northern suburbs. I now live in Lake of the Ozarks. My railroad is named the Illinois and Osage. Love what you guys are doing. Well, thanks for the kind words. We're from Yorkville, Illinois, which is kind of in the southwest suburbs, more west, but southwestern suburbs of Chicago, kind of by Naperville, if you're familiar with Aurora, Naperville area, if you're familiar with the Chicago area here. Thank you for coming. Uh-oh, got a short. George, why don't you stay on here? I'll try and well, too late. So, but yeah, thanks everybody for coming. Everybody support each other's channels. I'm glad to see that everybody's staying in today and staying safe in regards to the COVID-19 virus. Trying to figure out a way that we can spend some time. And George and I have been doing it through model trains. Having a great time, haven't we, George? Yeah. Yep. George hasn't even sworn at me once today. He just smiled. You can't see him. He just smiled like, what are you talking about, dude? Do you even use the word dude anymore? No. You've got a new word that you use. What's that? Your favorite one is bra. What are you talking about, bra? He says it's not true, but it's very, very true. George, why don't you come over here? What's going on? Oh, all right. So, like I said, our layout's in the beta phase right now. We've just got the track down. We try and work on it a little bit every day. It's been kind of nice, but we're working out some stuff, and the different cars work better on the track than others. And right now, we've got two tank cars. I think they're Weaver tank cars. George, what kind of tank cars are those? They're Weaver. Hey, look. Nina's in the house.
Hi.
Welcome to the live stream, Nina. Just a second. George is doing some electrical triage on our train layout here. So he'll be right back on. Well, Thomas, that's cool. I'm hoping that's what we want. We want more people to come together in the hobby. We enjoy it. We enjoy bringing everybody together. Heck, it's brought my son and I together. We enjoy that. And in fact, my dad, who's in the live stream here, George Werderick, he's the third generation. He'd be here doing this with us every day, I know, other than the fact that he lives about an hour away. And because of coronavirus, we can't see each other. So it's been a fun way that we can communicate and show him what's going on our train layout, too, as we go. So, yeah, my pleasure to do this. Model trains have been something that's been a real big part of my life growing up. I did a lot of this stuff with my dad when I was younger and shared it with my son, and my son really loves it. And we've always done the train stuff, and then the video stuff has just kind of taken off. And we thought we'd do these live streams just for fun to see how that would go and how people would like it. So got a regular group that comes back here from day to day. All right, George, so tell us about freight cars. One of my favorite stories about freight cars, and I'll get back to you, George. I don't mean to cut you off. Was we went to go see, we went to the National Train Museum. Where's the National Train Museum again, George?
In Milwaukee, or Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Right, in Green Bay. And what's at the National Train Museum again?
4017.
What's 4017, George?
Big boy.
The big boy, right? What else is that? So the National Train Museum has 4017. What else?
They have a GG1. I don't remember the number of that.
Got a GG1.
And they've got the Dwight D. Eisenhower A4.
A4.
They also have a Kanawha there.
Kanawha.
They have an Aero train.
Aero train.
They have a Northern.
Northern. It's an amazing place with an amazing a collection of different trains, right? And so we went there, and we went to go see a program there where we went with a bunch. George is a Boy Scout, and George went with some Cub Scouts, where he was a leader and oversaw the Cub Scouts. And the docent at the museum started talking to the Cub Scouts, and he brought out all these different train cars. And tell them about what happened, George.
You tell the rest of the story. You tell the rest of the story.
No, you tell
No,
it.
you tell it.
No,
Tell
you
it.
tell it.
No, you tell it.
All right, well, then you got to pipe up. You're just sitting there with a smile.
Well, yeah, because
This is GFW trains,
okay,
all right?
Yeah, just
all
tell
right.
the rest of the story.
All right.
Hold on.
So,
Yeah.
Anyway, we get there, and he's doing this presentation. He's like, all right, this is what kind of car is this? One of the Cub Scouts raises his hand. He's like, I know. It's a box car. And, there we go. It's a box car. And he takes another one out, and he's like, all right, what's this one? And it was, and the Cub Scout raises his hand. Like, oh, I know. And the Cub Scout, he's like, what is it? The Cub Scout says, oh, it's a tank car. He's like, oh, that's good. So he takes out another one, and there was just silence. And George raises his hand after a couple of seconds. The guy's like, yeah, I know you don't know this one. I'll give you a hint if you need it. George's like, I know what a gondola is. The guy looked at George. He was like, what? Yeah, I can name all of those. That's a cattle car. That's a hopper car. And he just went through.
Intermodal car.
And then the guy's like, oh, you know your stuff. So then he started asking George hard questions the rest of the time that we were there.
I got 2 out of the 3 right.
So he asked a lot of questions, but then he said, all right, George, I'm going to give you 3 really hard questions, and if you answer 2 out of the 3, I'll give you a prize. So, do you remember the questions, George?
Why is there a water and fuel? I don't remember what.
It was on a GG1, and the GG1 was labeled fuel.
Yeah.
Right?
And basically, he said,
And he
no,
asked-
it was water. It's water, not fuel.
And he asked, why would
that
a
be there? 'Cause
GG1
it's
have
electric.
that's electric?
And I said, well, because they pulled steam or cars with steam heaters on them, so they needed to put water in the engine so to supply water to the passenger cars. And then he asked me, what is the tender on the big boy, the original tender that
the big boy on the 4024? Is that the one that was there?
4017.
The 4017, right?
And 4024 is another thing.
All right.
And
George is the
actually-
brains of the operation.
yeah, and it's actually not. It's the tender from 4023 in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, is 4023 a thing, but 4024 isn't?
It's not a thing anymore. And,
Is it a train?
Yeah, it
So
was.
Is a train made it 4024?
Yeah,
All right. I'm sorry. Keep talking, George.
and yeah. Do you have any modern legacy?
Hey, look!
what?
Tia Gigi's in the house with Apollo.
Hi. Do you have any modern
That's awesome.
legacy? Yeah, we have a couple. There's the Burkett back there's a legacy. Most of the SD70s we have are legacy. I don't think any of them aren't. Then we've got a couple of we have a legacy GP9 back there, and I think that's it in terms of legacy stuff.
So we got some new names, some new people here on the channel. George, why don't you take them around and show the equipment in the that we have on the layout, the trains. Show Apollo.
Okay. So
Why don't you unplug the...
basically, I'm going to start over here. These 2 switches right here are the start of the station lead, or the station lead over here, which goes all the way back there. These are the ones I wired yesterday. Pretty cool. Over here we have curved 072 and 86 switch that's going to go to the top level.
George, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Wait a sec, where we at? Think we need some more freight cars?
Yeah.
Yeah? More freight cars? Bigger freight cars?
Yeah.
All right.
So then over here we have the ramp for the top level. It's gonna go back up through there. over here we have a Y for switching trains around. And then the end of the station lead, we have the freight yard over here with some old tin plate switches because I was goofing around. And I wanted to make it, I don't know, look cool. Then over here we have Anita Junction, and the reason why it's named that is because my sister helped my dad wire this. And yeah, so basically it's another Y to switch trains around. Um, and yeah, so here is, that's basically, and then over here we have a double crossover, which with DC 2500 switch machine or switch motors, and yeah, that's basically the layout for this point until we get the second layout done. Was that a triplex? No, I don't know what you're talking about. The Y3, that's a Santa Fe Y3. We don't have any triplexes, um, but yeah. So, trying to think.
All right, George. I am going to do some as soon as I get through here. I am going to do some follow the trains a little bit. If Apollo's watching and Lulu, everybody from the family is Lulu in the house. Since everyone's watching, I'm going to follow the trains around with the camera. In the meantime, George, why don't you pop out and get that box full of freight cars that you got? Look at that. See? Lickety split. Lickety split. All right. So, welcome to everybody who's just got on the stream. This is one of George's favorites here. It's a SD70, followed by Dash 9. In the background is a set of, those are 2353 post-war F3s. There's our lift bridge. It's not wired in yet, but hopefully we'll get that wired in. Coming around here. The yard. Some cool engines in the yard. So,
Hi.
Thank you, everybody, for coming into the live stream, checking it out. Always good to see some new faces. Good to see some family. Nina, T. Lulu, T. Gigi, Apollo. I hope you enjoy it, Apollo. George is so excited about sharing trains with his cousin Apollo. I hope that when things die down a little bit, we can bring Apollo back over here. I think one of George's favorite videos on the channel, you have to kind of dig for it a little bit, is one that's titled Baby's First Train. George was so excited to show his cousin trains, and he brought a caboose for Apollo, and Apollo's kind of chewing on the caboose or something.
Yeah.
It's about 20 seconds long, but it's a cute little video. Sorry about my camera work here. My camera work is, I've got a camera on the top of this computer, and it's a little bit harder. I actually just started to research into what I would need to do to buy a camera for these live streams. There we go. Georgie's getting over here doing some switching. Let's watch this. This is all in the beta phase over here. All right, George, why don't you tell everybody what you're doing?
Switching.
Well, thank you. We can all tell that you're switching. What are you switching and what are you moving?
Well, I'm trying to make a train right now. But yeah, see what I'm trying to do. Like, make sure to like and subscribe. That's all, folks. No, yeah, just trying to play around with shit.
Old Railroad Crossing Productions says that I've been making a train cake for my birthday since last night for my birthday today, and I haven't finished making it, but I can't wait to finish it. Can't wait to finish making it or eating it. I wish I was there. We'd eat some of that with you, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, happy birthday. Welcome to the stream. Tim's in the house.
Hey,
Tim, welcome to the stream. TDF Lines. Get Streamlabs. I saw that you mentioned that. I downloaded that on my phone, but I guess I'm a little bit scared. Not scared, but I don't know how to operate the live stream from the phone. That kind of frightens me a little bit. I don't know if it'll be done the same way, and that might just be me being silly, but.
no.
Yeah, the stream is laggy. Tim, I agree that Y3 is really nice. I wouldn't mind getting another one of those. There was a stout auction this morning. I just sat there watching trains come and go and drooling.
Wait, did it happen already?
Yeah, that was this morning. We talked about that last night.
No, we didn't.
Sure did. All right. There was some neat stuff. One of my favorite things that went on the stout auction today, I came so close to bidding on it. It was a Weaver Royal Hudson. It's a train that I rode on in Vancouver, British Columbia when I was younger, and it's got a special place in my heart. Oh, cool. Old Railroad Crossing Productions going to be doing a stream tonight. What time's your stream at? Anything specific you're going to be doing on your stream? Tia Gigi, if you're still on, how's school going for Apollo?
It's homeschool now.
What's that?
It's homeschool now.
Yeah, doing a lot of this homeschool stuff. I've been working from home myself. Same with my wife. She's a teacher. So she's been able to help out with that. I'm lucky enough to have a job where I can work doing computer commuting from home. Yeah, I saw on the stout auction they had one of these little.
Really?
Yeah.
How much do they want for it?
I don't know what it sold for, but it was pretty cheap.
I was gonna say they had some of those TMCC, those big TMCC engines.
They did, and they were all right price.
I mean,
I've got all of my money sunk into different things for the train layout here. Well, cool. What trains do you have that you're going to be running tonight, old Railroad Crossing Production? Oh, Dad, Royal Hudson actually went for pretty cheap. I want to say it only went for $350. Um, uh,
Is it TMCC?
no, I don't. It wasn't TMCC, but it was older one, and you don't see it too often. It was $350 plus the fees to get on and everything like that. Tell you what, I wish I had a camera right now rather than holding this dumb computer up here like this. I think this is a really cool to watch from this way, but incredibly hard to get video.
Solid. That's this. I'm gonna put the Burke on real quick, just to spice things up.
All right, time for a change of motive power here. How about a double header, George?
What engines?
We got anything with a coupler in the front?
Cab forward.
Cab forward.
We can double head the cab forward and the AC9. That'll work.
I think that will work. Who here wants to see the AC9 and the cab forward double headed? I'll vote for myself. I do. Anybody else?
What did Tim say?
Tim says
There
were some third rail engines I wanted to buy at the auction. The UP Early Challenger was tempting. Oh, that was
That's
a beautiful engine.
GLC one, right?
No, it was a third rail. And it sold for
yeah,
relatively.
that's the one that looks really funky, right?
Yeah, and it sold for a relatively good price, if I remember correctly.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And was there any like super good deals on there?
There were.
Yeah.
There was a lot of. There was some rolling stock that was a really good deal, like lots of rolling stock that were really good deals.
How much did the big boys sell for? Do you know?
I didn't see the big boy. There were a couple of them that I was looking at, and there was a daylight, a scale daylight, and a scale J.
I remember those. Yeah.
And those are two of them that I thought that I might want, that that were on there, and I watched, and they were just a little bit more than I had in my pocket. I can't say they weren't good deals, and I can't say that if I was more sure about what was going on with the economy, I wouldn't have bought those. I'd have definitely jumped on both of those because those are sweet engines. But you know what? They'll come around again. One day. I was thinking, looking at all of our stuff, we gotta. We can't just go willy-nilly buying whatever engines we are. That's me. George is a little bit more railroad centric. I'm just buy whatever I like. Buy it. Get it, buy it. George is putting on that AC9.
You know, it would be pretty cool to get a just like going with like what our railroad where it goes to. It'd be kind of cool to get a. You said you wouldn't mind getting another one of those Y3s, getting a Norfolk and Western one.
No, that would be cool. I was thinking we need like a big UP diesel.
UP? Why UP? Oh,
because we've got a lot of different railroads represented, but we don't have very much Union Pacific on our railroad, at least for.
What about a SD 80 or something like that? Oh yeah, we have all those. Even if it's like a dummy too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They had some good dummies for sale there too today.
Yeah. The TMCC, the Lionel TMCC GS2 and the MT GS1 with PS1.
Yep, those
Didn't they have a PS1 cab forward too?
They did. They had the cab forward went for a pretty good deal. I think it was like $650.
Yeah, but it's PS1 though.
No, the Lionel one.
Oh, really?
That one that you're picking up right now.
Oh wow.
Yep.
What about? Do you know what the Line Master one went for?
I don't know it. Yeah, they had a DD40X from MTH and a DD35A from Lionel.
You can put the computer down.
All right.
See what I'm doing.
So
I know some I would like to sell. Grandpa selling stuff?
He was just gonna sell it to you. He's not gonna sell it to anybody else. I think it's been decades since I've seen Grandpa sell a train. Decades.
I've never seen him sell a train.
Old Crossing Productions. What's the two railroad or the two trains that you're gonna be running tonight that on your live stream? Your two trains. Oh, he's got some dummies he'd like to sell. I got a dummy I'd like to sell. Cheap. Oh.
Yeah. Buy GFW trains at a great price.
GFW trains.
You just would owe me a couple of articulated steam engines.
All right, so just to see what we got going on, the different people that are weighing in. Tell me on your computer, what is your favorite train? Now, hear me out. What is your favorite train to operate? Not necessarily the favorite train in your collection. Not necessarily your favorite train, but your favorite train to operate. Everybody who is out there knows that some of their favorite trains don't necessarily run the best. As some of our favorite trains are our favorite simply because they run really well and don't give any problems. Look at that. For instance, I really like this AC9. I think it's a beautiful train. That AC9 gives me probably the most problems out of all of our articulated engines. And I have no idea what the issues in that train are. Old Railroad Crossing, that's really cool. If you have two trains to pick out, those will be pretty high up on the list of cool trains to have on your train layout, that's for sure. Grandpa says that his big boy is his favorite because it makes you drool. What's wrong, George? The AC9 crapped out, just like that. So we'll have to work on that one later. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It works when it wants to.
It never works. Can't even get it to go wrong once.
That's a bummer. That's one of my least favorite things is when you have one of your favorite trains and it's not operating like you'd want. We don't know why this AC9 is giving us issues, whether it's a problem with the board or if it's a problem with the way that we've got things wired up. I think it's a problem with the board. But we'll get it figured out. We'll get it figured out. Hold on a second. I got to plug the computer in.
Why don't you tell everybody?
George?
Hello.
All the people that are watching.
Hi, my name's George. I like trains. Probably the radio control board is loose. Hopefully that's it. Is that an easy fix, Tim? I hope it is.
Maybe, Tim, this is what I hope. Maybe you and George can talk about that. You can walk them through that.
Or, yeah.
I'll be right back, George. I'm going to go get something to drink.
Okay, can you grab me something too, please?
Yes.
Solid. What does power... Wait. Come on, you can look at... I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty sweet engine. When we first got it, it didn't work. And, yeah, it was just a pain in the butt. Then we sent it to a friend of ours. He got it working. It ran real well. We took it to Milwaukee, and it ran pretty much the whole time. And, yeah, that was a pretty fun one to run down there, just because everybody loved that engine. We also brought the big boy, my grandpa's big boy, which was, like, mind-blowing for a bunch of people. Grandpa, you should bring down the first-gen big boy, too, next year, so we can double-head them, maybe. But, yeah, so, I think, and we also brought the Cab 4. That one's another one of my, that is my favorite engine. I just love it. I mean, it's like an articulated engine that's different from all the other ones, you know. Yeah. don't know what I just did there. I did something. Sorry, Tim. So you can't sell your kids, Wally. Yeah, that's right. Can't sell me. um, but yeah. If you guys ever get a chance to, it is. But if you need a new one, you can get, or you can't get one because Lionel's customer service is closed as of today due to the virus. Oh, well, that kind of sucks. I know. Yeah, that really is stinky. Looks like if you break your trains, you're in bad luck. Hopefully, we won't need a new one though. I mean, I really hope we don't need a new one. I don't like buying parts for trains. Um, but yeah, hey Tim, did you ever get your KD couplers working on your PF PFC cars or PFE cars? I know those that'll be a really cool train to see with those scale couplers. Um, but yeah, I do I do enjoy your trains, Tim. They are pretty sweet. You got some pretty cool weathered stuff. I love your non-articulated steam engines. They're amazing. Like your North. I didn't even know you had 844 till the other day. That was cool. Yes, I have 4 more to go. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. As you said yesterday, they probably do take a lot of time. But yeah. Question I have for you guys is, what are your guys' thoughts on Third Rail, the train company? I I have only seen a couple of their engines. We don't have any, but I know that they are pretty cool. I've seen they have some pretty unique stuff. Saw an H10 a couple years ago that was pretty cool. I don't know. I have 844. I have 841 from Third Rail. Oh, really? That's cool. Yeah. From what I've heard, they've been. I mean, they are pretty cool. I'm not sure if they're a company anymore. I doubt it, but it is what it is. Just like Weaver, you know. Weaver, they have some pretty nice brass stuff though. The EP5 is Weaver brass. That thing is so cool, but their cars are kind of cheap. Most of the cars on that train over there are pretty cheap cars, that's for sure. I've had to do a lot of repairs on them. As you can see, they don't really look the best, but they're scale, and it's what I can afford. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, tell me your guys' thoughts on Third Rail. I know people. George, which of your engines pulls the most cars? That's a tough one. Probably the AC9 if that were to work. But we have some. I think um my dad's my dad's got a couple of bigger like the GG1 probably can pull a ton too. Probably some of the articulated engines. I remember we were able to get the Cap 4 to pull all those cars on your layout, Grandpa. And they were a bunch of post-war cars too. Huh. That is a tough question. Probably the AC9, just because that is a big engine, and we've been able to pull pretty long freight trains with it. That's for sure. But yeah, probably our strongest puller. Which one's your strongest puller, Grandpa? Actually, that's probably the easy one. That's a big boy. I'm guessing. Um, but yeah, you know what would be really cool, Grandpa? Is if I like third rail steam locomotives. The I3B Mohawk I have and the FEF are good. The diesels are okay, but it's too pricey. I like their passenger cars. What are your thoughts on third rail?
I like third rail.
Yeah, just talking about that. Well, I have to go. Bye. All right, good. Happy birthday, Old Railroad Production.
7 o'clock, right? That's when you got your live stream.
Oh, I forgot the EM1 of yours is pretty
solid
powerful.
runner.
Yeah, he's talking about how his strongest engines.
All
Which
right.
one do you think ours is?
Our strongest engine?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, George. We haven't really had a chance to stretch our legs enough on the layout to figure that out.
Yeah. I think your GG1, that one's a pretty strong puller.
Yeah, that thing does pull a ton.
It pulls all those passenger cars. It's pretty heavy.
It does. It does. George, why don't you get the trains running around? You can come back. Let's keep. I like the conversation. Actually, I'll get the trains running.
I think everything should be ready to go.
You got two. Did you do or the? Keep talking, Bob.
But yeah, I would say the big boy EM1. Yeah. Oh yeah, we already talked about that. But yeah, that EM1 is a pretty solid engine. I appreciate that one a lot. I grew up running that one. But yeah, what would you say Grandpa's strongest engine is?
EM1.
EM1. Grandpa, what's your strongest post-war engine?
The EM1's solid, man. That thing takes a lick and keeps on ticking.
Yeah. You might have to put the cab forward back over
Yep.
here.
I was just thinking that myself.
You know the couplers won't hold, so you can't. Oh, you never tell. Yeah, that's true.
We're the power turned off.
Yeah, it should be But yeah, what do you think our strongest post-war engine is?
Post-war?
Yeah.
Good question, George. Probably my point. No.
But the Hudson's, that one's just.
No, Hudson's not.
It's big.
I don't know. Really good question.
I think my favorite is strongest post-war are definitely the Stomper. That one's 42, I think.
Yeah, the stop. George, do you know what the stopper is?
Santa Fe F3.
Yep.
I don't.
Why don't you tell people what the stopper about?
On old layout, Big Boy would pull 55 cars, so noise of Big Boy was 3 inches away from the caboose. Beat that. Well, challenge accepted, Mr. Minetti. I'm sure we can do something. But yeah, the Stopper F3 is these post-war F3s that my uncle had, right?
Yes.
Uncle Bob had them, and they would just pull a crazy ton. They had magnet traction, and they had just the better motor of all of them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they were just crazy good. Do we have? But yeah, and they were noisy though too, aren't they? Weren't they?
No.
Hello, just on your channel. Well, welcome to the channel, man. Just chilling out, running trains on the layout. Actually, if you would like, Jack, I can give you a layout tour as well. Just let me know if you want to see us run some trains. I have a video on an older phone. I think you sent that to me, or you sent it to my mom or something. My mom has a video somehow. I think she got it off Facebook.
For what?
Mr. Minetti's Big Boy pulling 55 cars.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Yeah, I think Mama has it on her phone.
Wow. Which train is this one, George? For engine 7?
27. Or 24. Nor they're like any of the growlers. Oh. Anyways, they are pretty sweet engines. But yeah. I know these ones I have are pretty noisy. Do those have magnet traction? I don't know. But, yeah. That is, yeah. Honestly, we could probably pull quite a bit of cars with the cab forward. But that one doesn't have traction tires, though.
Cab forward?
Yeah, that one probably could pull a ton. That Y3, I know those are pretty, those are very underrated engines, that's for sure.
Yep.
Just like the Y6B. Yeah. And they were smaller too, which I think is pretty cool. Smaller of the articulated.
Yeah.
Another one that I think is a pretty cool engine that nobody really ever talks about is CC2. That's strange. I got it. Uh, only ones which don't have magnet tractions are the 2333s. Don't you have 2333s, Pops?
No.
Oh, no. 2333s. I think that's what those are. But yeah. But yeah, CC2s are pretty, I think they're 080s. They are, they're something else, that's for sure. I think they look pretty funky just because of how small they are, but they're still articulated.
Oh, I remember one of those. Yeah.
I would like a layout tour. Yeah, sure, I can show you around. Clank. So, basically I'm going to start you over here. Camera and caboose. We got to figure out how to connect that to the live stream. I'm going to figure that out, Grandpa. Don't worry. Over here, I'm going to start out with this curved 072, 096. Do you have any diesels with smoke units? All of our diesels have smoke units. We just don't have the right smoke for them. Stupid S-scale smoke.
We have a little bit. You can do it.
Yeah. But we have 072, curved 072, 096 switch. And then that's going to go the top level, which you can see the ramp all the way over there. That's where that leads to. Then we have these two number 4 switches, which are the station lead. These are the two I wired up last night. Yeah, then we come over here to the station. We have this 072 right-hand switch, which leads to a Y over here. We have the end of the station lead. Then we have the ramp. You can see the ramp up over here. We have the end of the Y. We have this high-speed switch right here for the Y. Then we have the yard up in here. We got just experimenting with stuff with those switches. Don't mind that. Then we have need a junction, basically, which is a switch that my sister wired up with the help of my dad. And we named it after her. But yeah, there's another wire over there.
Makes me laugh. He always just think I throw in with the help of my dad.
Yeah, because
Wired in with the help of my dad.
she didn't do it all by herself like I did.
Oh, Mister, I did it all by myself.
And then we have the
Nice.
double crossover over here with the DZ2500 switch machines. So, yeah. Just gonna bring this back over. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys. Then we have this island over here, but my dad likes to talk about it a lot, just because it was probably one of the harder parts of the layout to construct.
Oh yeah.
You know, it looks pretty simple. It was pretty hard because as you can see, there's a door or a hallway right there, and there's a door right there. As you can see, and these lift up here. They lift up. So yeah, that's the
This one?
oh here. And this would have gotten no power, but my dad had to. As you can see, he did a pretty good job on hiding it. But there's a wire that comes up through here that connects to the island, we like to call it, over here. And this is going to be modeled, once we get the scenery done, this is going to be modeled after the town I live in, Yorkville, Illinois. And then it's going to go over here is going to be Chicago. This corner is going to be Chicago, right?
Yep.
That corner over there is going to be New York, right? And then that corner, all the way by the door over there, is going to be New Jersey. So, yeah. It's modeled from going from our town in Yorkville all the way to New Jersey. Or New York, Penn Station in New York. And it's supposed to be a little bit of both, am I right?
Yep.
Union Station and Penn Station.
It sounds like something's off the track. we go. All right. Let's see.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
There we go. It's like the Addams family, huh, George?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. It's some Tokyo drift.
All right. Well, let me get this back up over again.
Wait, we can do that?
Uh-oh. What was that, George?
We can do that? That's a thing?
I don't know if people saw that, but I don't know what happened, but one truck on the SD70 stayed on one side and the others to the other side, and George at first was like, "Oh my gosh," but then he just idea popped in his head. What? I could do that?
Wait, will it go over to 15 now? That's the real question.
And there's the answer. But I'm sure you're probably going to see some drifting videos. I can see the wheels working in you can see the wheels working in that young man's head right now. So all right, I haven't looked to see who was in the stream here. We got Michael Minetti. You're the one that asked about the smoke units. I went the cheap way, buying smoke fluid. The last time I went to the train show, and unfortunately it was the last train show before everything went to crazy. And the smoke fluid I got, I think is American Flyer smoke fluid. So I'm gonna pass that back along to my American Flyer friends because
It sucks.
the smoke fluid does not work very good, and it probably works well on American Flyer locomotives, but it doesn't work well on Lionel stuff. So I bought. Unfortunately, I bought the cheap stuff, and I didn't do it. I didn't buy it because it was American Flyer, not American Flyer. I was just buying some American Flyer parts for a train, the train that we have, the Hudson, and I got it. I told him I'd buy that along with the parts, and
He even threw in the eyedropper for free.
anyhow, it just doesn't work real well. You have to go to Super Smoke.
Or what's the other company that we like?
Let's see here, like a layout tour, Cameron Caboose, smoke unit, dope. So Jack the Rail fans here. Jack, you were on 036 because of lack of space. Yeah. The very first layout that I used to have, actually the first layout that I built for George, was 031 curves, and for the most part, you can run some really cool engines using 031, 036, and you can put some neat track work in with the track and curves and everything like that. So even though you don't have the big swooping curves with 072, you also can pack in a lot of really cool track work. Speaking of track work, I don't know if George showed you today. It's funny. All of the dads in the house here will joke. I've been trying to get George to do certain things on the layout, and he wired those switches in, so now he's fired up about working on the layout, which is really cool. But now he's like just off doing his own tangent, his own running with things. All of a sudden, I saw him putting our template switches on the train layout. He's like, I'm making a yard. I'm making a yard for all of our engines, Papa. Park them back here. It's going to be a concept yard. Maybe you could buy the switches to replace these, but this is just concept right now. So back here, right there, that's George's concept yard where he's got our 031 switches. Man, that was almost a colossal failure right there. Knocking something down. So there we go. He's working on his engine yard back over here with our 031 switches. Yep. Yeah. This is this Challenger fluid. This is what we got, and it doesn't work real well. I think it's probably because of Lionel engines. We can smell it, but you can't see it. So, yeah, I just got it. We were over there. I was going to buy some smoke fluid. I was in a hurry at the end of the meet, and didn't have a chance to get over to the guy. They had the smoke fluid that we usually buy, and so I just scooped up that Challenger smoke fluid, and it doesn't work real well. But again, it's all right.
It's invisible.
It's invisible smoke. I think what it is, George, is people who are smart can see that smoke. And you and I?
No, I can see it now.
Now George claims he can see it. Thanks everybody who was in the live stream. I said this before. One of the really cool things that we've got going on here is a neat hobby with a lot of neat people that are in the hobby, and the whole aspect of a YouTube community is really cool, where we share each other's trains and share each other's layouts. We've gotten a chance, George and I have gotten a chance, and George has a chance to make some really cool videos of some really cool layouts that we have in the area. In fact, one of the layouts that we've made a video of
is Jack Stansel. Oh my gosh, I was just saying his name this morning.
That's not where I was going.
Michael Netti's layout.
Yeah,
he's got a pretty cool S gauge layout. We actually did a preview on it.
We just did Stan Ledkowski's layout. That was the last layout.
Jack,
yeah, it's Stan Ledkowski's layout. And that's our latest video. But we did a teaser video for Mike Minetti, one of the people who's in the live stream here. We did a teaser video of his layout. He's working on a really, really cool American Flyer S gauge layout. And we had a chance to get over there, take a look at his layout, and take a look at some of the really cool track work accessories and rolling stock that he had on his layout.
Yeah.
And what was your favorite part of his layout?
My favorite part of his layout was probably the fact that he could run big long trains on it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that you did. And the other thing that I think is really cool, want me to tell you what I think is the coolest part about that video?
What?
That's just a preview video.
Yeah.
Mike's working on his layout. When he gets it, maybe we can get a progress video, and then we'll probably get a completion video on that. But that's a really, really neat S-scale layout. Check it out. We did, like I said, we got Stan Ledkowski's that we just did, which is really neat. We did a really neat one of some really cool layouts, and we enjoy that. It's a really neat community, the YouTube community. We've got to get over to my dad's house and make a video of his layout. His layout's pretty neat. We've got just
1,000 subscriber special.
Yep. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get there. I don't know what we're going to need. What we're going to make 1,000 subscriber. I think what we're going to do is 1,000 subscriber drifting special.
We could do like a music video of the trains. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could probably get copyrighted.
Oh, we can do. How about if we get a non-copyrighted train song?
Sure.
What's your favorite train song? Hey, what's everybody's favorite train song?
Copyrighted.
What's your favorite train song?
Orange Blossom Special.
That's your favorite?
Yeah.
I don't think that's copyrighted.
The old one or the new one? Like the one by Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash's is probably copyrighted, but
in fact, I don't like the other one. The other one.
The one that's on your video is not copyrighted.
Yeah, but that's
you don't like that one?
Yeah.
George doesn't like that one. Oh, George has got high taste in music. I thought you were gonna say your favorite train song was "Crazy Train" by Ozzy Smith. Ozzy Smith. Ozzy Osbourne.
That's a pretty good one. I didn't think of that one. I don't know. It's not really a train song. It's just saying train a bunch.
George had a video that he made when he was about 9 years old. Called Lego Unstoppable, and that video he put up there, and I don't know what happened with that video. I don't. But it's still to this day the highest viewed video that George has made, and it's a Lego, and
Georgie Productions.
Yeah, and it got taken down because George had what was it? Final Countdown.
No, it was AC/DC. Yes. Gosh, I can't remember. something by AC/DC.
Thunderstruck?
No. There's another bit like.
Anyway, you got taken down because it was copyrighted. So.
Yeah. Hey, Angel, how's it going?
Angel, how you doing? Thanks for coming to the live stream. Good to see you back.
Yeah. We recently yeah. Well, he is missing a rail all around. He talking about me or Mr. Minetti.
No, Mr. Minetti's talking about missing a rail. I know. See, we're smart shoppers. O-scale smart shoppers.
Buy 2, get the 3rd rail free.
Buy 2 rails, get the 3rd rail for free. American Flyer, they don't know what they're doing. S-scale.
Unless you go to
H-O. 2 rails. Who's ever seen a train with 2 rails, George?
Anybody but us.
All right, I'm going to try and get some of these trains operating. George, why don't you
Okay.
work on the live stream here?
Oh boy, I just got shared that video to 3S groups.
Yeah, we had a Mike, yeah, you could totally tell that you shared it with the S-Gauge group. So you had a bump on your video in the amount of views. I think yesterday there was probably about 7,500 views just yesterday alone. Hopefully it'll stay going.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, another good song is Up and Down the Moon. Oh, Mona. Yeah, that one's a good song.
Up and down, Mona.
I remember we had a board meeting at Grandpa's house, and Grandpa was playing the couple of Motown CDs, and forget. I think it was Charlie started singing it. It was kind of funny.
It was funny.
Oh, what's the distance between the rails? George knows. I think it's an inch, right? Half an inch.
Oh, Mike, I'm not helping him out on that one. I think.
We got a measure, don't we?
That's not what he's talking about.
I don't know. George, do you usually wear hats indoors? Just a curious question. I wear hats everywhere.
He wears that hat everywhere.
Yeah, I wear a hat everywhere. That's true. Yeah, the only time I ever take really a hat off is when I'm sleeping and when I have to go to school. But yeah. Other than that, I wear hats everywhere. George always wears hat. Yeah, Grandpa could confirm that. Pretty much like any picture of me is wearing this hat or another sort of Red's hat.
He's got like 4 sweatshirts that he wears too. If you look at all the live stream, it's the same 4 sweatshirts.
Yeah. Yeah. Because none of my other ones fit me, or I just don't want to wear them. Probably don't want to wear them though. But yeah. And I'm always wearing sweatpants too.
Yep.
That or shorts when it's warm. But yeah, always wearing a hat. I wore a hat at Milwaukee. Wore a hat pretty much in almost all the train videos.
Let's get this train longer, George.
Okay, bud.
Oh, stay on there. I'm doing it.
Okay. George.
Everyone's paying big money to see you today, not me, big guy.
George.
Big money, no whammies.
Whistles in the morning and his clothes run over to him. Yeah, that's right. LMAO, yeah.
All right, George, hold on. Take the camera. Actually, I'll take the video. Why don't you do some switching and we can talk while you switch. You know this one right here. Put on these cars.
Okay. Well, you gotta do it the proper train.
Okay.
And
George.
It's not even in the right place.
Grandma says you just whistle in the morning and your clothes run over to you. Oh, gosh. Look at those switches. Aren't they wired beautifully, everybody?
Not with the help of, Nita needed the help.
They didn't need any parental help. What's the longest train we've pulled?
The one
Eight?
on the, probably the one in the Christmas Lab video. That's the longest one.
How many cars was on that one, George?
I don't know. Didn't count.
Angel, we haven't had a chance to really stretch your legs out on this layout here.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, 3 o'clock again, right? We doing 3 o'clock again tomorrow?
No live stream tomorrow.
Why?
I don't know. We'll do that one the next
It's supposed
day
to
after.
rain, dude.
Oh, it is? Okay.
I said we do late live stream tomorrow, not Sunday.
Okay, we can do that then. 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock tomorrow, and we've got what are we doing tomorrow? We're doing movie trains, right? We got we're gonna run the Polar Express tomorrow, and we're gonna run the Hogwarts Express. Angel, I wish it was the Legacy Polar Express. I don't have a Legacy Polar Express. That would be really cool. It's the first gen Polar Express conventional operation. So I for Christmas a couple years back, I got the Polar Express, and then the next year I got the Hogwarts Express.
Is that you?
That was me. There we go. We got a pretty long engine now. Pretty long freight. Lasting all the way around here.
This is going to be
I can tell you what. I can tell you that these some of these cars on here, just knowing these cars, and when we operate on our train layout, some of these cars are relatively suspect.
And I love these Neil Young cars. They're really good cars. They have metal trucks and everything, but the couplers suck. They're awful.
What are those cars, George?
They're Neil Young records cars from when he owned the company and his music making. But yeah, the couplers are real nice. They have metal couplers and everything, but they have a plastic pin in here, and the pin breaks it really easily. But yeah, something happened.
Short.
Yeah, probably. Like, see, you can see on this one right over here. Like, it doesn't even stay closed. Like, but yeah, everything but this plastic piece right here is good about these cars. I love them. They're super cool cars. And I say I got a steal on them.
I say I got a steal. Why'd you get a steal on them, George?
Because they're like, I looked on eBay and they're like $50 a car.
Smell like something?
Smoke fluid.
Oh, smoke fluid, good.
But I looked. It's like $50 a car. I got them both for 50.
Do you know what we need to do? Let's use some of our when we get things going. Let's use some of that super smoke and put those in the super smoke in those
Okay.
in a couple of engines.
What is going on with the short?
With what?
Short. What is
It's probably one of the wheels that doesn't like a switch. So we have to figure out which one it is. Let's see, Tim, what are you saying here? It says, oh, hey, Iron Fox. Good to see you here. Thanks for coming in the live stream.
Do you know there's a 9-volt in here?
I did not.
I wonder what that's for.
Says, if Third Rail would do the Nebraska Zephyr, that would be cool to see run tomorrow since it wasn't a league of their own. Now, that would be cool. I agree.
Who said that?
Tim said that it would be cool to see a Nebraska Zephyr because for movie ones, because it was in a league of their own.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you who don't know, at the Illinois Railway Museum, they have the Nebraska Zephyr,
and they filmed parts of A League of Their Own actually at the Illinois Railway Museum. The parts where
They're getting on the train.
two sisters are getting on the train, and they actually get on the Nebraska Zephyr to go to I think to go to Chicago. Then they filmed some episodes of Chicago Fire there at the Illinois Railway Museum too.
Bi-level cars.
They use the bi-level cars. They use the bi-level cars that they use for operate
stuff up. Or no, they ran up to the station. But yeah, and they used the tank car there to blow up the.
Iron Fox says that that he got a chance to go on the Nebraska Zephyr. That's cool, Iron Fox. I've never been on the Nebraska Zephyr. That's on my to-do list.
Grandma's got a friend who's a cook on the Nebraska.
Yeah, I know. And we're gonna have to see if we can pull some strings, get on pull some strings in, and just go to the Illinois Railway Museum when the Nebraska Zephyr is running. Iron Fox asked if that's a post-war Santa Fe Super Chief. It is.
My 9th birthday.
The cars are kind of in rough shape, but hey, when you're giving a train to somebody,
I got them.
the engines are really nice, and the whole deal is that when George got the train, that he would learn how to fix it up and restore it, and he did a pretty good job, especially the age that he was and when he started doing it. The only one that didn't get this finishes this one. This one is kind of a rough
I gotta
one.
find the screws for this one too. I just used like wood screws in here.
That can't be good. The best train scene in a movie are in North by Northwest. That's true. That's true, Grandpa. I don't think George has seen North by Northwest.
Look at the screw just comes up through the car.
Is that a piece of wood?
No, it's just the plastic.
Oh, like on the inside?
No, it's plastic.
Oh boy.
It already had a hole through it, so I just.
Let's see here. He says Tim says he thinks that the Frisco is in the League of Their Own too. That'd be cool. I mean, that's a train I'd really like to get a model of. It's the 1630. Thomas, good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Thomas Eden said he's leaving the stream, George. Why don't you give him a honk with the horn? There we go. Thanks for coming in. Let's see here. All right, we got some smoke fluid in there. One thing I know, Manetti likes to smoke. He likes smoking trains.
Got a smoke unit too.
Yeah, I knew that.
It has a smoke unit, but it doesn't have operating couplers. Into this. Alright, hopefully it'll start smoking a little bit.
Says Tim says he's ridden on 9911 a few times. It's really neat for being 80 years old, but it's tired.
9911, which one's that?
That's the Nebraska Zephyr, George.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What are other, like, cool trains
For movies? I don't know. That's a good one. That anybody got any? Oh, you know what? Save that for tomorrow. That's a good.
No, you gotta, like, bring it up, because I don't know of any.
Oh, that's true. What's your like movie trains? When you think of movie trains, what's the first train that you think of, George? Movie trains. Now, name one. Now.
Polar Express.
Polar Express, first one.
That one's gotta run. I mean, that's like a no-brainer.
The funny one for me, the first one that I think of, our first train movie that I remember was Silver Streak. I love Silver Streak.
Really?
Yep.
That's the Canadian Pacific F units, right?
Yes. All right, Mr. Manetti, thanks for coming by. Good to see you. Everybody check out Mr. Manetti's train layout. Yeah, we need to get him some push to get that done. We'll come over and help or do whatever. But thanks for coming out here. Thanks for bringing your smoking trains and your smoking women. Woohoo! Oh, the Great Locomotive Chase. That's another. That's a good one. That's the first one I think of. I think the next train video for George is going to be
Do we have a general?
We don't. The only General that we have is that Rio Grande one.
Yeah, what kind of trains were in Unstoppable with Denzel Washington? Oh, those are Dash 9s, but we don't have the. Uh, gosh, what's the
Man,
railroad one?
if one of the railroad companies made those,
They were actually Canadian Pacific engines, and they ran in like regular service for a little bit till they repainted them.
really, what
Yeah.
happened after the movie?
They
They
borrowed them from.
Oh, and they ran
Canadian
like that?
Pacific. Yeah, and they had wraps over them, and once the movie was done, they renumbered them. They just put a patch over the numbers, like the 777 and stuff.
Oh,
like
really?
that. And they ran for about a month in the wraps, and then Canadian Pacific just took the wraps off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, so Iron Fox says Polar Express, Silver Streak, Unstoppable, and Trainmaster. I've never heard of Trainmaster. And then Atomic Train, never heard of Atomic Train.
I've heard of Atomic Train.
Is that a movie?
Yeah. It's about a train that's got like nuclear or like some like it's like about like I forget who it is. Or it's a runaway train. Like
And the Runaway Train,
these
that's
Alcos-
another one.
These
Oh yeah,
Alcos.
hold that. We gotta have some subject to talk about
Well, yeah,
tomorrow.
I'm telling you about this because
Okay,
you don't know what
okay.
it is. So basically, oh shoot. Basically what it is.
The General with Buster Keaton. Yep, that's a good one.
The engines, they're these Alcos, and they
Runaway Ski Train.
like some electrical thing happens and they can't get the brakes to work, and they have to, and there's like atomic like missiles on board or something like that. They're transporting like something atomic, and basically the whole movie's about this old man who has trouble getting around, and this really young kid on the train. And the kid's basically going around the train trying to get it to stop, and they show like and there's this town that they're going into that's like the dead end, and people are like going crazy, like they're like it's like basically kind of like looks like an apocalypse is happening in the town, like because people are just like going crazy, like beating each other up and stuff like that, because they're like scared that the train's coming, and I don't know, people are stealing stuff. And I've seen parts of the movie. I think it's pretty cool, just because.
All right, Atomic Train. It's on the list.
Yeah.
Got to do a train movie marathon.
Yeah.
All right.
Feature 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So save some of these. It's gonna be. We gotta have some talking point topics for tomorrow for movie trains on Saturday. Movie trains on Saturday. All right. This is a kind of a off the topic question, but this is something that I've got to ask, being the producer guy that's involved on this.
This is the one with the smoky.
I do you like, in terms of where we watch or where we put the computer for the videos, or do you care? Do you like it the way it was before we had it in a different spot on the layout, or do you like it over here where we got it on this spot in the layout? Which spot do you like better? Back to the Future 3 is a great one. And of course, Thomas.
Oh, we have that. We have a Thomas.
Yep. We got a Thomas. We're going to run Thomas tomorrow, too. We forgot we had a Thomas. You're on that one. Thanks for the heads up, Angel.
I don't remember where that is, though.
We have to do a little bit of digging for the Thomas engine. I think it's probably in the box. I know where the box is at. All right, George, come back over here.
I meant Disaster on the Coastliner. Have you ever seen that one?
No. Dad, I forgot to tell you that they had a beautiful Coast Starlight set in that stout auction. They had the K-Line one with the 21-inch cars and the engine. And those 21-inch K-Line cars on Stout's auction, they all went for a lot of money. A lot more than I had figured. I think that the 6-car set went for like $700 or something like that.
That is a lot of
Or
money.
5-car set for $600. But I guess you don't see them that often. Those 21-inch K-Line cars are some of the nicest cars that have ever been produced, in my opinion.
We've got the Amtrak ones, right? The aluminum ones.
Yeah, we do have those.
You don't have anything to pull them though. Those are waiting for a scale GG1, right?
Yep. I've got the perfect cars for the scale GG1 my Amtrak scale GG1, the white whale. As soon as I catch my white whale.
Yeah, Those are actually pretty sweet cars. I like those a lot.
Did I say California Zephyr? I don't know what train I am, but I meant Surfliner. Surfliner cars. But the Surfliner, no, I said California Starlight, and they were Surfliners. But I believe that's the same kind that they use on the California Starlight, if I'm not mistaken, Tim. All right, George, hop back up here. You get the.
Trying to think of other movies, like cool train movies, like for that we could probably try and like model after. Not to have the specific trains in the movie, but have like
Similar trains?
yeah. What's his name? God, I forgot his name. He's from he's got a really cool YouTube channel with pretty cool. I think he's like 16, 17 years old. He works at Strasbourg. What is his name?
Jerry?
No.
Jerry Heradua?
Oh, yeah, I got it. He's in a group chat.
Okay.
He's got a pretty cool, unstoppable. Like he got him custom painted.
Oh, that'd be cool. The Train. I've never heard of the movie called The Train. Have you ever heard of the movie called The Train? Iron Fox, I haven't heard of that one. I have to take a look.
Max. His name's Max. He's got a really cool. I can't believe I can't remember his name. If you guys saw his channel, you'd know who I'm talking about. But yeah, he's got some pretty cool custom unstoppable locomotives that are pretty amazing trains. That's for sure. That isn't too bad. K-Line 21-inch cars. No Starlight, just normal Amtrak Superline, except that for the El Cap lines, which is gone. Grateful likes to talk about that.
Yeah.
One is on the dinner train in Spooner, Wisconsin. Wait, so there's a difference between the Surfliners and the Superliners? Are Surfliners like...
They're just the way that they're painted.
According to
Surfliners.
Tim, Surfliners have 4 doors and the...
Yeah, that's true too.
And the Superliners have...
Just 2 in the middle.
What does Amtrak run Surfliners?
Yeah, they're Amtrak. It's an Amtrak train.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what runs out in California, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the surf, as opposed to like
They're like...
the surf in
They're
Nebraska
like blue and silver, right?
or Arizona.
Yeah.
Yes.
Surf on the desert. Well, I mean, it could have been like on the East Coast too, because people surf.
Iron Fox, thanks for your input on where you like the camera. I actually like this one better too, but it's a little bit harder in terms of where we got to line up our faces.
Yeah.
I like George sitting back there, but I got to try and figure out, like, me sitting here would be a good spot. But I don't know if you can hear our voices. Oh, dang, a yawn for George.
Got him.
So, George, live stream today, live stream tomorrow, movies for tomorrow. How much longer for the live stream today? We going to...
Probably 1:50 maybe?
What's that?
1 hour 50 minutes. You
All right.
want 2 hours?
No, 1 hour 50 minutes is good. So another 10 minutes.
Yeah, another 10 minutes.
All right, another 10 minutes for the live stream. We got to get back. We got. We were doing really good at like getting stuff on the layout put together and rolling. Before we did the live stream, and I'm anxious to do that. Usually we'll go to do the live stream, then we'll have dinner, and then we just kind of like dial things back, and we don't get to working on the layout. But the last couple of days we've been working on the layout really good. And I want to get back to working on the layout.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
So, all right, let's see here. Iron Fox says the new movie Train is a fantastic film. Surfliners, it's about Nazis. It's about a Nazis train with millions of dollars worth of art on it that they stole, and about how this group of men stopped that train. Oh, cool. I mean, that does sound good. Stars Burt Lancaster in France. All right. Yeah, cool, cool. Grandpa says you're catching flies, George, with your mouth. Says most of the F59 PHs that that Metric got were from Amtrak, George. That's what Tim was saying.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, yeah.
Or, I'm sorry,
I
we're
knew
from the
that.
Pacific. I'm sorry, we're not from Amtrak, but we're from the Pacific Surfliner sets.
Yes, I knew that. In fact, everybody in or I don't really like them. I think they look.
I don't know why. I like those trains. George doesn't like them. I think Tim, you were talking about it. I don't think you like those either, do you?
No, that was.
What do you think of the? What is everybody? All right. Yeah, all right. Iron Fox is from Chicago. Dad's from Chicago. Tim's from Chicago. Everybody's from Chicago. Weigh in a little bit. What do you think of those Metra getting those trains from Amtrak? One, and then two. What's the other ones that Metra just got, George? Weren't they at Metro like getting some SD70 Max or something like that? That they were. I think they're gonna be cool, man.
Stupid. I don't understand why can't you just get it like Genesis? Like they're there, you know. Why make a whole new engine when you have Amtrak selling all of theirs?
They're not buying those other engines new. The SD70 Max, they're not.
Yeah, but they have to do a bunch of stuff to them before they can run them because they're converting them to passenger locomotive. When Amtrak's got a bunch of perfectly good like P42s that need a home, you know, that are passenger.
They're Amtrak.
engines.
That's their home.
They're not gonna ever run again. Like they still have P42s in Phase 3 paint schemes.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Where?
In storage.
Wow.
They sold a bunch, or they sold a couple last year.
Who'd they sell them to?
Just scrap people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to buy one. Let it run around in the
Larry's
backyard.
Truck and Rentals. That's what they sold.
I want to buy one. Let it run around in the backyard. Stretch its legs. Genesis Rescue.
They have to run through the railroad. Run through the neighborhood.
It's like a Genesis Rescue.
We
You
could
see?
donate it to Illinois RailNet.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, George. Got about
8 minutes.
8 minutes left. Let's see some stuff going on in the train layout here. Do some switching, or maybe do a double header, or let's see, maybe get a couple of trains running on the layout, or maybe actually you can start running around the layout like in different spots, switch it around. I can follow you around.
I'm gonna try some.
All right, here he goes. Hey, hello, Matthew Geddes. Welcome to the Stream. The Stream. One of those things. Thanks for coming by. We're just got about 10 minutes left. George is doing some fancy train operations here. Tomorrow we got our stream starting at 3, and probably about another hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours on that stream. And tomorrow this doesn't look good. Doesn't look good.
No.
Oof. What happened there, George?
I was trying to beat that, and I don't know. I forgot this was in there.
So tomorrow's movies.
Yes.
Tomorrow the theme for the day is movies. We're going to run Thomas, Polar Express, and Hogwarts Express. Today it's freight train, so we got a couple freight trains we're running here.
Perfect non-derailing. Wired by the one and only.
GFW trains, non-derailing wired switches. Cool, Iron Fox. I can't wait to see your video. Iron Fox says he's going to make a video today, put it up again. Reminder for everybody to support everybody else's channels. Yep. Grandpa says operator error. Probably going to be some lawsuits. Angel Garcia says George should...
It's running the right way.
George should go to UIUC. Where's UIUC, Angel? So they got a railroad club there. Grandpa likes the whistle on the CNO.
Yes.
And Angel says especially you should go there because you're considering aerospace engineering. And then he's got like a face. Well, Iron Fox, thanks for coming. We'll see you around. Can't wait to see your video. Please come by tomorrow again, 3 p.m. We'll have our movie trains out.
Back in the day when I used to like ask Grandpa about when I used to run my engines too long.
All right, just one crash there. Here you go, Rockstar.
Right. Think you want to end it? We're just about at 150.
All right, hop up on the throne there. Again, thanks everybody for coming. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Sunday, no live stream on Sunday. Gonna take a break. But tomorrow, live stream 3 o'clock. We will have movie trains out tomorrow. Think of your favorite train movies. We'll think of ours. Maybe watch a train movie.
Tonight.
Angel Garcia, University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. Now I get the extra letters. You know, oddly enough, George is going to be going, depending on what happens here, hopefully things end up working out okay sooner as opposed to later, but I think George is going to go to the cross-country camp out at UIC, I'm not UIC, I'm sorry, at University of Illinois in Champaign for this summer. He's going to go to cross-country camp there. So I think he's looking forward to that. Oh, Tug of war between the cab Ford and the big boy. I'm 100% for that one. We're gonna see if we
The
can.
big boy would win.
No, out here. I'm 100%. I am a big fan of train tug of wars. I love train tug of wars. I love train tug of wars. I love train racing. I love train drag racing. All of that kind of stuff. My
I
poor.
know the traction tires on the big boy wouldn't like that. This one doesn't have traction tires, so it would lose on that.
All the traction tires popped off of that one.
Yeah, watch. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot, turn this off.
Yep, it's doing a lot of sliding right there. So anyway, I'm sorry everybody. I got distracted here. This guy distracted me.
I did.
You did. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock, movies. We'll see you. Thanks for coming in here. Everybody check out everybody else's channels. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you guys. Bye-bye.